Hello, welcome back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I am doing a little cross-eyed. That's how I'm doing. There's so many new shows coming out. I don't have the time. I feel like there was like a lull and nothing was out, and now everything's out.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
um, yeah, it's definitely a lot. I couldn't even fully catch up on Love is Blind, and then White Lotus just came out, and yeah, it's a lot.
The good news is White Lotus, there's only one episode, so at least you don't feel the pressure like all these episodes are sitting there. It's just like one. But
Right, I thought Love is Blind would come out with maybe three at a time, but a whopping six.
I know that was a lot.
And six of them were in the pods, which I don't know if it's always been that many, but
What do you mean? Yeah, they were all in the pods, right? We haven't seen them out of the pods yet.
right, I feel like it's not usually six episodes in the pods.
Yeah, I think they probably extended it a little bit. But I you scared me because I'm like, wait, did I miss something? Um, yeah, White Lotus, obviously Kardashians, but we're not watching it because we don't have Hulu.
Right, and it's just an infomercial these days. I don't really watch that.
I know, but we're gonna have to get Hulu for. I'm gonna have to do like a either a month or a trial or something because there's a show everyone's talking about called Paradise that they say is like incredible. I
Get
don't,
like a free month free, maybe
yeah,
somehow.
I don't know what it's about, but everyone's ranting and raving. And also on Netflix, there's a show called Apple Cider Vinegar everyone's talking about, or is that on Hulu too? It's a
I
lot.
don't know.
I know. It's like a lot of stuff, but I got my plate full and oh my God, and Severance. I've never watched a show this long and have no idea what the hell's going on. Like, I could not tell you what the freaking show's about.
Yeah, I hear mixed reviews about that.
I'm so annoyed because I want to know what happens, but I'm watching something I have no idea what's happening. I want to get to their side because I feel stupid that I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
It's one of those shows though, it's like boring, but then some of the parts are okay and then boring and some of the parts are okay, but whatever.
I feel like
So,
you also don't really lock into a show. Like sometimes you're doing something else or you fall asleep. So for you,
but that
you
just
could
means
miss some important stuff.
it's not a good show. Unless I fall asleep.
Mm,
If I fall asleep, that has nothing to do if it's good or not, but that just means it's late.
yeah, I just feel like.
So we're gonna dive right into Love Is Blind, and then if we have some time, we can go over. I wanted to cover the Blake and Ryan stuff, the legal stuff, not in depth, but just kind of like what the latest thing she dropped like 2 days ago, her updated amended complaint, and everyone's thinking she's gonna have like this bombshell. And all she has is like saying like she has like one or two witnesses that could corroborate her complaints, which is a
The
blah
fact
blah.
that people are still on her side and think she's gonna have some sort of proof that she hasn't brought out yet is crazy.
No, she has nothing because if she had it, wouldn't that be in the first complaint?
Yes, 100%.
And so the people that she quote unquote has to corroborate her story, they're staying anonymous on top of everything because they don't want to be harassed. And I feel like she's like forcing them to like do this
Yeah.
because she's grasping at straws. And I saw also that they're trying to subpoena all of Justin Baldoni's text messages, like from years ago, like everything between him. Like that's not how that can't be legal for them to be able to get everything between him and his wife and everything. Like what?
What? Why would that even be relevant?
Because she's trying to find absolutely anything like out
Yeah.
of desperation to prove his character, and that's not okay. Like at this point it's a clown show.
Right. I feel like the judge isn't gonna allow that.
Well,
Like at this point, you think what?
I think they said they subpoenaed it. I don't know what that means.
Mm, I don't think it's real. I don't think they're gonna get
I
all of her
hope not because
signatures.
that's messed up.
Yeah, I don't see the relevance.
And then his whole SNL skit, it came out today that they're saying that it was his idea to do that joke. It's not like SNL said, "Hey, come on the thing and like we want you to do this." It's like it was his idea. So I think they invited him, but then he said, "Why don't we do this?" Like he's always behind all this stuff.
Right. It's pretty much Brian is behind everything we've learned. And he clearly like doesn't listen to his PR team, or he just has like a bunch of yes people around him
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
anyone could see how that was terrible.
for sure. And they're even saying with Blake's reaction, like maybe she didn't even know because she looked up at him.
Right. She looked very shocked.
Can you imagine if she didn't know? Yeah, that would be nuts.
She's gonna come out and say she was a victim in like 20 years. Victim to Ryan Reynolds.
Well, we're a victim to her fashion choices.
Yeah, I can't believe we've never noticed that.
I always knew she was hippy dippy, but I guess she's not really in the public eye that much, so I don't really ever see
Yeah.
her in magazines or articles or whatever.
Well, yeah, because she's just had a few like really good red carpet and Met Gala looks, so then that's why I thought she was fashionable.
Well, she can look
But
really beautiful because she's beautiful.
yeah, her fashion is not.
No, I mean, it could be fine. Like when she's wearing jeans and a blazer, you can't go wrong or whatever, like simple stuff. But it's like certain like florally weird hippie stuff that she wears.
Yeah, and she mixes so many patterns, and like I'm all for it, but it never makes sense.
I know. I know.
And she ruined Lily Bloom. Is that her name? Yeah, she ruined her.
I
That's
think
not what the
Lily,
character looked like in my head.
I think the girl that played Lily Bloom, I forgot her name. She is supposedly one of the witnesses.
The younger girl,
Yeah,
the witness to what?
right. To the baloney claims, but they found a picture they showed the other day that like before, like right when the movie came out, before the lawsuit came out, she was having dinner with her, and so maybe they're closer. And she is a younger actress, so she probably looks up to Blake. I don't know.
Right. I mean, she's definitely like Blake's project. Like she wants her to be the next her,
I
I
don't
think.
know. They've
They
they've
kind of like look alike.
they've
I mean,
just
obviously they
butchered
play
this
the
whole
same
thing, and
character,
they've
but
ruined it for everybody. Well, Blake did because she did this crap.
right, I know. My book is ruined and we're not gonna get a part two. I want them to just like cast a new girl and still do part two.
And then Colleen Hoover got back. She had deleted her Instagram. She got back on Instagram and she deleted everything to do with any of them. She's like, I don't want anything to do with any of this.
You're right. I mean, it's smart to just stay out of it, honestly.
Who would? It's like a nightmare for sure.
Yeah,
But Justin Baldoni is just lucky that he has his partner got on his side and like is footing the legal bills, and he has Candace Owen on his side because that girl has dug the ends of the earth for him, and
seriously.
she calls him her hippie or her sambuca drinking cousin.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, I need to meet him because that's it. We're like family. We're essentially family right now.
She literally is going to be the reason that everyone is on his side. Like, if anyone had any doubts, she clears up all the doubts.
I definitely think that's true because although so many influencers and people are speaking about it, I feel like she does it in such a journalistic way that people are actually listening to
Hmm.
what she's saying and take it seriously. It's not just like gossip.
Right. It doesn't come off as gossip, it's journalism.
I know. And if you don't like her or not, everyone's coming together for this case. Like there's people that can't stand her and there's people that don't even know who she is or whatever. And so they're still listening because they're like, we care about this.
And she has all the connections, so we know what she's saying is true.
Well, like her or not like her, you can't deny that she takes that stuff seriously and she's not going to say something unless she has like good stuff and she's being transparent with what she finds. So
Right.
anyways, let's do Love is Blind season 8. I'm so excited. It came out Valentine's Day. Everyone's making fun of the men. I feel bad. It's like, hello, they can't help how they look just because they're Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, like they all look like the same white boy.
I mean, that's what they are. I mean, what do you want them to do?
No, but I'm sorry, for the longest time and still now, I'm getting confused with all the characters.
I think that happens every season. It opens up, and I have my little notepad, and I have to write down their names. And as the episodes go on, I sit there and I kind of like put them together so I can know. And even looking now, I'm like, you forget because it's like too many people.
Right. Like I don't know who is who. And the two white guys, and that I think we're dating the two same white girls. I could not tell the difference for the longest time.
Okay, well, I have it pretty down packed. I think I've studied a little bit. have my chart. So
Okay.
I have my chart. I don't really care about talking about the people that didn't make it like towards the end. Like who cares? Um, we're gonna talk more about the people that are relevant now. So Ben and Sarah. So Ben is the white guy, one of the few.
Is that
He's
the
like
long hair?
no, the long hair
Oh,
is Joey.
okay.
Okay, let's talk about Joey since you brought him up. So Joey has the long hair, and then that girl. What's that girl's name? I didn't write that one down. She's the only one I didn't write down because I feel like she's the one that's like insignificant because it's like a nothing burger.
Well, usually those couples are the ones that actually last.
Exactly. Exactly. Monica.
Um,
Monica,
yes,
right?
Monica.
Yeah, so she's so they just got along from the beginning, no issues, no drama. They're just like there's nothing to talk about there.
Right. There's always one couple like that in the season. And yeah, they're that couple.
So okay, so Joey and Monica I thought were hilarious. When they met, I thought I was my anxiety. Let me tell you, watching them meet, doesn't it give you the biggest like nervousness in your belly?
Well, you get like secondhand embarrassment because
It's
you're like, oh my
yes,
God, how should you act? Like you're almost
exactly.
nervous.
No, I'm sweating. I'm like, wait, I would be sweating. I would be fidgeting with my hair like a maniac.
Yeah.
I would look like I had some sort of condition if I was on that show.
Right. When people are like spazzing out, like I get it.
Oh no, I totally get it. I would lose train of thought. I wouldn't know how to talk. I would be sweating and like terrible, touching my hair. I would want to get out of there is what I would want to do, and it would have nothing to do with the guy because I'd just be too nervous.
Right. People
Um,
would think like I'm not into the guy, but it would be just because I'm so nervous.
but I couldn't tell if he was really into her. Like sometimes you could tell, sometimes I couldn't tell. But she kept being hunched over. Did you notice she was hunched over the whole time?
Yeah, I just think she doesn't have very good posture.
No, but she was literally bent over. Like
Yeah, but that's also like an anxiety thing, I think.
I feel like she was gonna vomit. Like I'm like, why won't you stand up?
Right, like she was like like very hunched over and like twitching and very chaotic, but
It was
again,
so
that
chaotic.
situation is very
Well,
very hard.
it seems like in the previews for the next stuff, like they're into each other, but I didn't see it that much. I think she was into him. I don't know if he was into her.
Oh, I thought they were, but I don't
Okay,
know.
possibly. Okay, so back to Ben and Sarah. So Ben is just like Ben, and then Sarah's the one that she is she the nurse? Which one was she?
Wait, is this a couple that people are talking about Ben and how terrible he is?
Ben's not terrible.
Wait, there's one guy, you don't know this, that one guy's being like talked about how awful he is to women.
Awful in what way?
Like he uses women and he thinks they're just an object for pleasure and like this whole like so many women have come out saying this.
Who are you talking about? I haven't heard this at all.
I don't, Let me verify.
No idea what you're saying. Oh, so Sarah's the oncology nurse. She's a nurse. And we'll talk about that after. But so Ben and Sarah are the ones
Yes,
that
it's him.
it's Ben?
Yes, he's the one who talked about George Floyd and not having an opinion on like politics and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
but what does that have to do with treating women badly?
That obviously has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying,
Oh.
I'm verifying who it is.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's Ben. So I just thought I just don't like when people act like I hate the elitist like high moral ground bullshit. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I freaking can't stand it. Maybe you don't like his answers, which is fine, and that's totally fine. But like for her, she talked down to him, and I cannot stand when people do that. She's like, he just doesn't have the same morals as me. It's like that has nothing to do with morals. It has to do with opinions. It has to do with not caring about the subject. It has to do with a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Right. She's a little like self-righteous.
Oh my god, the worst kind of person. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
dump her, run,
She's
run for
too
the
like
hills.
high and mighty.
Too high and mighty, and it shows later that her parents are rude to him too.
Ah,
And it's like that kind of vibe, like that crazy elitist rude vibe, and I'm not into it because you don't have a right to talk to someone like that. Like, how can you think that your vision is the only vision? Obviously, like
right.
opinions change, viewpoints change. Like, you just don't have a right to treat someone poorly just because you don't like what
He's
they're
very
saying.
condescending.
Yeah, like that's your cue to maybe just not date him. Like, you don't have to be mean
Right.
to him.
Um, Okay, well, maybe this is his karma because apparently he's a terrible person, according to TikTok.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I guess where they're from is a small town and they all kind of know each other. And
Oh, yeah.
he's on like, I'm not gonna say it, but you know that Facebook page that women may or may not know about?
Yeah.
He's on that page.
Okay.
And a bunch of women are like warning.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with her behavior is still like rude to him.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
And he seemed like such a puppy dog to her. And when they met, the way he ran to her, I'm like, oh my God, how embarrassing.
oh, I didn't see it.
He ran to her like a little kid. And, you know, she was like telling him what to do. And like she's obviously the one that's wearing the pants there. And he's just like acting like a little, you know what?
Right. Interesting. I wonder why he acts like that if there's these like allegations.
He's
So he
immature.
sucks.
It's just like immaturity.
Right.
Okay. So speaking of people from, because like you said, they said it's a small town and everything. So
Wait. Actually, sorry. Can we go back to Ben really quick?
yeah.
Um, apparently Netflix was told about how apparently it's like really bad what Ben has done to women, and like
Oh, wow.
Netflix was told about this stuff, and they like wiped his past social media instead of like kicking him off the show because I think maybe they already filmed it. And yeah, Netflix like wiped his social media and like did all this stuff to cover it up.
But don't they
But
see
yeah,
his social media when they pick him?
I mean, we've seen the people they put on. I don't know if they do this
Yeah, but
due
it's that.
diligence.
Yeah, but just looking at their social media, you don't know what's behind it. So how would they know? Like, unless, yeah. All right.
So
That's going to be interesting then. So yeah, Sarah's getting her karma. No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
um, who were we talking about before Ben that I said we'll get back to him?
we were talking about Ben, and then we got back to Ben.
Okay. So Alex and Madison. So Dave, oh, okay. So the guy named David, he's a medical sales. He was between a girl named Molly and Lauren, right? So
Who's
Molly's the redhead,
okay? Yes, now I know.
and Lauren is the teacher that she's like a little dorky.
Yeah,
Okay, so David had Molly and Lauren. And so I feel really bad for Molly because Molly seems like such a chill, nice, down to earth girl, and she's so cute. And then Lauren is also the same, but Molly has more like self respect in the sense that she's like, I'm not going to beg you. You know, if
wait,
you're
can you confirm which one's the redhead again?
Molly is the redhead, she was an executive
Okay.
assistant.
Oh, you're saying she has more respect?
Yeah, because like Lauren was like, David was her only choice. And like
Right,
she was all over David, and then Molly was just like, yeah, I like you, and of course, but when he brought up his like concerns or the fact that he's dating someone else, she's like, well, obviously it's up to you, you know, I don't, if you have doubts about me, then you're not my person, which I
right,
agreed with. And she wasn't being a bitch about it, she was just very like calm and neutral, and it bothered him that she wasn't more trying to convince him,
right.
and so
So
he picked
he liked
Lauren.
that Lauren was like more reassuring.
He liked that Lauren was up his butthole crevice. But he picked wrong because, in my opinion, he doesn't like Lauren at all when he sees her.
Oh, really?
What do you
Well, he
think?
said, I think, in the beginning that Lauren's the type of girl that he should go for, and then Molly was the type of girl that he would usually go for.
Well,
Um,
I
I
think
think he just
personally, I think he likes Lauren's attitude. He seemed so into Molly. I was so sure he was going to pick Molly 100%. When he did that switch, I was so confused because I saw Lauren going home, and then when he's like, "No, Lauren was number one from the beginning," I'm like, "What?" I was so confused.
well, yeah, maybe he's just like insecure.
I don't know, but I think he likes Lauren and everything, but I don't think he's very attracted to her when he sees her. And in the clips for the previews for next time, I think that kind of shows that. So
Yeah,
I'm going to be really curious to see when he meets Molly. Like, yeah.
right.
Yep. Oh, and then in the previews, it also said, like, someone said, yeah, you know, David, he really likes blondes and like Lauren's a brunette or something like that. She's like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Mm,
The other cutie was Mason. I thought Mason was so cute. He's the cinematographer skater guy, and he ended up going home, right? Because he dropped the ball and picked the wrong girl.
Is it because he picked the girl and then the girl said, I don't want to be a second choice?
Exactly. So
Is it that
Mason,
one?
yes, so he was between Meg, which was the nurse, and then Madison, which was the artist.
Yeah.
And Madison, he was leaning towards Madison towards the end, but Madison was already into Alex, which I thought Alex was really cute.
Yeah, those are the two guys that I thought were very similar.
Yes, they are. Yes, they're the cutest.
I'm
I think
like,
they're.
I thought
I
they were
think
the
they were
same
the two
person.
cutest.
Yeah.
So Madison dropped him like a bad habit, and then he went running to Meg, and Meg's like, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Honestly, good for Meg.
Good for Meg.
Yeah,
Although,
not being the second choice.
if you really think about it, I would still take the chance and go on the honeymoon because maybe you end up liking each other. It's like all this is behind the wall, anyways. Like,
Right. And like you only know each other for like a short amount of time.
yeah,
And like people do switch once they like see each other in person. So
exactly. Just go
yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. And I also am sad I'm not going to see the dynamic with like the four people who were like unsure of each other. The four people we were just talking about
Yeah.
because she went
So
home.
that's going to be really interesting. So,
Wait. So that girl is on there though? The other girl?
okay, well, check this out. Mason and Meg end up that's the end of their journey because Meg turns him down because she doesn't want to be second choice. Then Madison stays with Alex. He asked her to be his girlfriend, but then when it comes to Alex, either he's a very mature, like emotionally stable guy, and he sees Madison is not, and that's a red flag for him. So when he keeps trying to tell Madison that and that he'd feel more comfortable if she would open up to him more and kind of be more vulnerable, and she kind of refuses, he drops her. Don't you remember?
Oh,
Oh, you haven't seen it yet.
so they don't see each other. He drops her before that.
Yup. Because
Oh,
she has an
well,
at you could
okay.
tell so from the beginning, I don't know if you remember, she kind of unloads a lot of trauma, like on the guys that she talks to.
Yes, I was going to say, I'm surprised he even chose her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And she just seems like a troubled girl.
She's seen exactly. She has a lot of trauma and she hasn't dealt with it or she doesn't deal with it properly. And so it's like you carry that as her partner and he could tell.
Right. And like you can tell when someone's dealt with it or if this is like a problem still.
Dealt
So,
with it or even open to dealing with it, I feel like she's not. And she's
right.
like, I'm good, I know what I'm doing. But like, no, you have a chip on your shoulder and you have kind of an attitude.
Right. And even he was like, how am I supposed to help in the situation? Like, if we're gonna do this long term. And she was just like, well, I don't even think you'd notice. Like, I'll just do it myself. Which,
Exactly. Yes. How can I help you? She's like, I don't need your help.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I think that definitely pushed him away. And which I thought after that conversation he was gonna leave, but he stayed for a little while.
And again, I wonder if it's worth even going on the honeymoon. And maybe he's just like, I don't want to be stuck with this. Like, she's not open because it's not going to
Yeah,
change in his mind. Maybe he's like, she's not open to it.
right.
So that will be interesting when they meet so he can see because she's a cute girl, but like that attitude does dim her light.
Yeah. I mean, she just looks a little bit like a problem.
Okay. So the next drama people Taylor the nurse and Daniel. So Taylor is
Oh,
really funny. She's the one that had like long hair and she's very jokey and she's sarcastic and I like her personality.
hmm.
And then Daniel's like this short king. um
I think I know who you're talking about.
so this is the one oh you haven't seen it yet because you haven't finished the sixth episode, but Taylor and Daniel got together and so she picks him and even though he's like shorter and he says like he never finds a girlfriend because he's so short or shorter. And so she's like, oh, he's probably shorter, but as long as he's not too short, I'll be okay. And she has like she's very sweet and they get along really great. So when they meet, it's fine. But then they show after they meet that they meet like in a cafe and she tells them, after I saw you in person, I couldn't help but think I've seen you before. And I realized you followed me on Instagram before the show.
Oh, I just saw a TikTok about this. Yes.
But I don't understand why that's a problem. A lot of people follow a lot of people. Like I don't get it. I need more information because what does that have to do with anything? They can't see each other in the pod. He does. So how does I don't know.
Oh, so like he knew who she was and what she looked like. I
That's
think
what
that's
she's
the issue.
suggesting. But he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, mm, hmm. I mean, because then that ruins the experiment. Because like she wants someone who wanted her not for her
But
looks.
the question is, when he followed her on Instagram, how would that even? How would he even know she's on the show? How would he even know?
Well, it's I don't know. It's a small town, so maybe like people talked and I don't
I'm
know.
saying if she's accusing him of that, there must be more to the story.
Right. Like maybe she had her friend tell her
So
they
I
have
don't
like
know if
maybe
they're
they have
gonna.
mutual friends. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna stay and go and proceed with the process. We'll see. This on Friday.
Interesting.
I think the new episodes drop on Friday.
I wonder why they chose this place.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Well, they go to all the cities. They're gonna run out of cities at some point and keep having like
Yeah,
and start
that's
over.
true. That is true.
I mean, I like that because you want different types of people.
Yeah. Well, didn't we miss a couple? We
Yeah, yeah.
missed.
So the other
Oh,
guy,
okay.
which is the
Continue.
black guy, Devin, he was pretty cute. I like him. He's nice. And so
Yeah,
he
I
was
liked him.
between Brittany, the basketball coach, and Virginia, the other black girl.
I liked them both. They were very different, but I liked them both.
They were very different. All three of them are amazing. And Brittany, I love. Like she's like the sweetest.
Which one is the basketball coach?
Brittany.
Okay.
And he had more in common with Brittany, but you couldn't tell maybe that's more like friendly, not romantic. But I felt like he was leaning more towards Brittany. And then when Brittany told him she's been with women, it changed everything.
I 100% agree.
And I almost feel like she shouldn't have told him.
Yeah, at least like waited until they got
Yeah,
like a little more used to each other.
exactly. Because
Yeah,
he
because
complete you could tell he completely wrote her off.
yeah,
And that was
yeah,
sad
it was sad because
because
he
she
was
liked him.
definitely leaning more towards her.
Yeah. And she definitely was excited and I felt really I didn't like looking at that. It was yeah.
I know, that made me sad.
So that'll be interesting when they meet.
Because I'm guessing he chose the other girl.
He chose Virginia.
He's sweet too, though.
Yeah, he looks really nice. Um
But this is when the juicy part starts, so
this is when the juice. Oh my god, I can't wait. It's so funny like the difference between men and women like Alex seeing Madison's side, like Mason's side. Oh, remember? So when Mason, so that girl Madison, the artist with the attitude, she was so mad at Mason because after Mason chose her and she's like, "No, I'm gonna go with someone else." He's like, I spoke too soon. Like I didn't mean that." Like he tried to take it back. And when Madison tells Alex before that he dumps her, she's like, I felt like so used and I felt like that was so rude of him. And Alex is like, well, I can see both sides. And she's like, why? Why can you see both sides? That's not okay. You're not validating me.
Oh,
You don't remember?
no.
So it's just so interesting how women, I mean, I'm a woman, obviously, but I just feel like women are so unfair sometimes. It's like, I don't
Well,
know.
okay, this might be the girl that I saw a TikTok about, but people were talking about this one girl who like was wanting the guy to be all in on her, but then she was dating two guys, and then it was just like being a hypocrite, but she expected the guy to be more reassuring to her, even though she wasn't reassuring to him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I can see both sides. And she was offended.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of like Paige and Sierra from Summer House. It's like you guys can do and say and feel everything and it's okay, but the guys can't. It's like they can't have their own feelings and you like
Yeah.
chastise them for being human. It's like, geez
They
Louise.
also they also like egg each other on. So none of them is gonna tell each other that like they might be a little dramatic.
I know. It's just like a vast difference between men and women. Yeah. So That's that. I
Yeah,
don't have
people
any
are
going on.
saying this is like a terrible season of Guys, but I haven't seen that yet,
No, it's
so we'll
not.
see.
It looks
Yeah,
good
like
to
the
me.
other seasons. Yeah, the other seasons actually had terrible men on it, but we'll see this season. I feel like a lot comes out during the honeymoon stuff, so
Exactly.
yeah,
I
you
just
never
find
know.
the whole process fascinating. I love it. I love it. So I'm
I
excited.
totally meant to do it where like you just listen to the episodes and you don't watch anyone, so that way you feel what they're feeling. Like you just listen to their voice
Absolutely
and
not.
you try to see if you can picture them.
Well,
I
we
think
would
that's
not be
like
able
a
to do a
fun way.
recap. We wouldn't be able to do a recap. We'd be like, who's who?
Well, yeah, but it's just like putting yourselves in their shoes.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, to see if you would like the people that they like.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But that's all I have for that. I don't think we left anyone out. That's
Okay.
okay, so that's it. The only other thing I wanted to talk about if we had a little time was remember Megan Markle? She has her American Riviera Orchard brand and she can't use that name because it's like a for some reason, for some legal reason, she can't use that name. So she came out recently and rebranded and named it As Ever.
What's the type of brand?
It's a
What
lifestyle
is it?
brand.
Oh, right, right, right. Okay, as ever.
Terrible name, right? I don't get it. I mean, I don't know who she has working for her, but I don't know, understand it. So what
Okay,
the
everything she does, I'm always like, the people working for her want to see her fail.
yeah, she does not have a good picker.
Mm-mm.
But what's even funnier is that not only does she pick this awful name, two people, not one, but two people are coming after her because there's a New York City small brand, clothing brand called As Ever. And they're like, hello, we've been around for whatever, but they don't have a trademark on their name, which all that stuff really confuses me. It's like, is it state by state? Is it city by city? Does it matter if it's a different type of company? Like, it's all very confusing.
All right, if it's just clothing, but this is more of like a lifestyle.
Right.
Hmm.
So
Because I've definitely seen things with the same name, so I don't
I
know.
know. I don't get it. I don't know. I need a course to take a course on that because it's very confusing. And then
Or she has no legal right, and this is just people trying to attack her because she's like famous.
I don't know. And then a politician from Spain. So her logo is like a palm tree with two like birds flying towards a palm tree, but it's like in black and white. And so the logo for this little town in Spain, their flag is a palm tree with the two birds going towards it. So they're going to sue her for using their logo.
Again, how does that even happen?
I know. I thought that was
Like,
so
she
funny.
has the people for this.
It's crazy. Well, that's in Spain. So I don't know how you find that
Right.
out.
I'm sure there's like a world logo website.
It's really funny though because I read the article in the Spain, the lady, the mayor, or whatever, she was saying that maybe we'll sue them. We're looking into it, but maybe because it's like a small town, they're like maybe this will like put us on the map.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're going after her because it is good publicity.
Totally.
People didn't know who you were before.
I know. So that I just thought that was so funny because the lady is like she can't catch a break.
Yeah,
As
everything she
ever.
starts up doesn't really.
Worst name, as ever,
As ever.
and with a palm tree and two birds. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's no. It's almost a little chuggy.
I don't get it. I don't get the angle. I don't get the creative. I don't get it. What's the vision? It's a lifestyle brand. Why does your logo look like a flag of a country?
Right.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't like it. She needs new people.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, even her name is Megan Markle, like MM. That's like a cool
Her last
logo.
name is pretty too, Markle.
I know.
Yeah. She should have done something with that.
Yeah. So now we'll just watch her show when it comes out, which it comes out soon because she extended it out because of the fires. So it's gonna come out now soon. So we'll talk more about her.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Because her last show was very like scripted and robotic. So we'll see if she loosens up.
What's her last show?
Well, it
Oh,
wasn't a show, it was a podcast.
oh, I thought you meant her documentary because they had that documentary.
A podcast.
Yeah, I never listened to it, but yeah, I heard she wasn't even barely on it or something.
Yeah, it was very scripted.
Yeah. All right. Well, till next time, more Love is Blind. This is my favorite time of year. We can recap every week. Love is Blind.
Right. Because there's so much out there.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.